killing or
4 runs.
240. Andrew.
All the numbers are fading.
Tonight, the Bank of England is still refusing to recall the £5 note, although it admits the serial numbers on some can be erased. Officials don't know how many have already been distributed by banks and post offices. The error tarnishes a reputation for currency production which goes back 300 years.
Well, Chris, as you say, this is very embarrassing for the Bank of England, isn't it? What are they saying about it?
Well, there is a gargantuan amount of egg on face here at the Bank of England tonight. They won't even face our cameras. They do say that these serial numbers are there to identify a note as unique and that the anti-counterfeiting features are still valid. But most people regard it as the bank's main job to maintain credibility in our currency, and this really doesn't sit happily with that, and that anything that creates confusion when it comes to currency is just an open invitation to fraudsters.
So what is the advice then for people who have got the new £5 note?
Well, here's one you can try at home. If you've got one of these new ones, it's got Elizabeth Fry on the back. There are 2 serial numbers, horizontal and vertical, both on the Queen's head side. If they're fading, the Bank of England says you can take the note to any bank or post office and it will be replaced. They say it remains legal tender and that there is no effect on the value of the £5 in your pocket. But it seems that this note, which was designed to have a very long lifespan, older, more than the old one, could have one of the shortest lives in UK currency history.
Chris, thank you.
President Bush visited the scene of the Normandy landings today and the first French village to be liberated by American soldiers in the Second World War. It's Memorial Day in the United States, and the president marked it by paying tribute to those who sacrificed their lives for freedom. Juliet Bremner reports.
A solitary figure striding through a cemetery sown with crosses. President George Bush chose to remember America's war dead in a corner of France, beside the Normandy beaches where thousands lost their lives. It was a day to recall American sacrifice, both in the Second World War and his current fight against terrorism.
For some military families in America and in Europe, the grief is recent, with the losses we have suffered in Afghanistan. They can know, however, that the cause is just. And like other generations, these sacrifices have spared many others from tyranny and sorrow.
21 guns saluted the men who died, desperately trying to reach the shore as German artillery fired from the cliff tops at the start of the D-Day invasion. The Bush administration has attempted to draw comparisons with his war on terror. President Jacques Chirac has assured the United States that it stands solidly behind the campaign, but many French people have deep reservations.
This is not just a chance to honour the dead, but a chance for President Bush to remind an increasingly sceptical European audience of the part that American servicemen played in helping to defeat the Nazis.
And in Saint-Mère-Église, the first village to be liberated by US troops, the feeling all these years on is still one of gratitude. After a memorial service, they lined the streets to salute the president. George Bush trusts the ties that once brought American troops to these beaches will still hold good today. Juliet Bremner, ITV News, Normandy.
Back to the World Cup now, and there may be turmoil in the Ireland camp, but the talk around the England team was all about healing today. David Beckham's all-important metatarsal bone has mended, and though he's still got some way to go, the signs are looking promising. And as Mark Austin reports, it's not just the English who are desperate to see him play.
Here at the team hotel, the England squad know this will be a crucial week. Attention, of course, will concentrate on those injured members of the squad. Today they trained behind closed doors.
The security around this England team increases as the World Cup approaches. Today, all roads to their training ground on Awaji Island were closed off by police, much to the disappointment of Japanese media and fans. On the pitch, screened from prying eyes, England's injured were put through their paces. This is the week that really counts in the rehabilitation of key men like Nicky Butt and Kieran Dyer, and the signs, it seems, are optimistic, even perhaps for the man that really matters, David Beckham. He returned from his own private workout today with good news to report.
The bone has healed. He's been kicking a ball for the last
few days now. He's training well, he's running well, the physio's really pleased with him, he's pleased, and of course the England coach is happy as well at this stage.
Japanese football fans wear Beckham shirts and Beckham haircuts here. From the moment he arrived at the weekend, there's been a frenzy of interest in the man whose pop star status, it seems, spans the soccer playing world.
He's a good striker and good looking as well. He's very good player and he's good looking, and he loves his family.
England, #1.
But if Japanese fans like this will miss Beckham if he is out injured, it'll be even more of a blow to England fans who have travelled out here.
It would be a shame for the country. Everyone wants to see Beckham out playing, and he's very popular with the Japanese fans as well. So yeah, I think a bit of a shame, but get well, Beckham. Yeah, we need him in the final.
Every time the England team travel around Awaji Island, they pass this giant statue that overlooks their training base. It is an ancient Japanese god that represents good fortune, something England could desperately do with here. It's hoped David Beckham will join full squad training sometime later this week. That will be the real test. Only then will it be known whether Beckham will be fit for the opening match against Sweden this coming Sunday. Mark Austin, ITV News, Awaji Island, Japan.
A reminder now of today's main news. The family of 10-year-old Max Palmer, who drowned on a school trip in the Lake District, have said that they're devastated by his death.
Pakistan's President, General Musharraf, has said that his country does not want a war and would not start a war with India over Kashmir.
And Roy Keane has hinted that he could yet rejoin his Ireland teammates at the World Cup. He said he might be prepared to compromise if a new approach was made to him by the Irish football authorities.
And finally, the Queen's Jubilee Tour took her to some of the most far-flung corners of the British Isles today.
Yes, she's been hot-footing it from Lewis in the Western Isles to Skye, then on to Wick in the Northern Highlands. And as you might expect, the crowds were smaller, but there was still a warm welcome. Martin Geisler reports.
It was a stylish arrival over the sea to Skye by helicopter for the first engagement on an ambitious schedule. The Queen stayed in Portree for less than an hour, a flying visit indeed, but the Islanders didn't seem to mind. It was, after all, her first trip here since 1956. There has been some disappointment at the level of interest shown in the Jubilee Tour of Scotland so far. No such concern today. The people of Portree clearly appreciating the fact that small and remote communities have been included in the royal schedule. The mood was nicely summed up by the local MP.
Oh, I think that this is probably the biggest day for Skye since the local shinty team won the Camanachd Cup, and that's a cause for celebration.
The next stop for the royal party, Stornoway in the Outer Hebrides, and no less enthusiasm from the people here. 5,000 turned out, almost 20% of the total population of the Western Isles. There was a display of local culture. The Queen heard one of the songs the women used to sing as they made Harris Tweed. The day had begun in Edinburgh. 3 flights and 400 miles later, the royal party arrived at their final destination, Wick in Caithness, the northernmost tip of the mainland. This evening, the Queen and Prince Philip are still travelling aboard the royal train, where they'll spend the night, bound for Aberdeen, and another busy day tomorrow. Martin Geisler, ITV News in the Scottish Highlands.
And that's it for now. Trevor McDonald will be here later with the ITV News at 10.
And the ITV Evening News is back at 6:30 tomorrow. From the two of us for now, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Powergen, controlling energy for homes and business.
Good evening now. The weekend was very wet and uninviting. More of the same this week. Longer spells of rain and some quite heavy showers. Although come Friday, things should start to perk up. The sunshine should come out and it hopefully should stay a dry day. So for tonight, we'll still have some of the showers from today, although eventually they will start to clear. That'll allow the next batch then to start working its way in from the southwest. A fairly cool night tonight as well. We're looking at a low of 5 degrees. First thing tomorrow morning, it should start off mainly dry, although showers developing across Scotland. And you can see here this massive rain out towards the southwest. Now what's going to happen is that through the day that's going to start sweeping across the country, continuing to spread both north and east. Brighter skies coming in behind, but some fairly blustery showers as well. Very windy tomorrow too. Even though a high of 16, that's 61 in Fahrenheit, it will feel a lot cooler. Now looking ahead then over the next few days, not really much in the way of change. By Wednesday, a scattering of showers, some sunshine, but still very, very strong winds to contend with. Similar situation by Thursday as well. A spell of rain mainly across the south. The rest of the UK, sunshine and scattered showers. We're looking at a high of between 13 and 17. That's at 63 in Fahrenheit. Now fingers crossed, come Friday, it should start to perk up. Hopefully plenty of sunshine, a dry day mainly across the whole of the UK. Temperatures not really faring out too badly at all, between 14 and 20. 20 is 68 in Fahrenheit. So there's a reminder of what's coming in our direction tomorrow. Plenty of rain across the UK. And don't forget the website. I'll catch you later on this evening. Bye-bye for now.
Powergen, controlling energy for homes and business.
5 million viewers a morning, 20 million a month.
An explosion and fires engulfed the church.
It was as if we'd had something from the front.
The cause of this tragedy is still not known.
Fears of an all-out battle between India and Pakistan.
The nation's first choice for news in the morning. News Hour, weekdays on GMTV. He's back.
If you can't change...
And now...
And let the past go.
He's the elected mayor.
Then go.
I think he's an arrogant, nasty man.
The message that he's sending out is bad.
The Return of Robocop, tonight 10:50 on Tyne-Tees.
Shopping for a new car? Then prepare to save up to 35% on manufacturers' list prices at Carshock. We've a huge selection of cars from leading manufacturers ready for instant drive away. No frills, no silly offers, just incredibly cheap new cars. Carshock. Sandy Lane just off the A1 at Gosforth Park. Call 0191 217 0087.
Yes! This is Safestyle UK's You Choose double glazing deal. And it's called the You Choose deal because you choose the offer which saves you the most money. Right now, you can either buy your downstairs windows and doors and they'll give you the upstairs free, or buy the windows and doors at the front of your house and they'll give you the back absolutely free. Whichever you choose, there's free fitting too. And 0% interest-free credit is available. Hey, you can even buy now and pay next year. So you choose the offer that saves you the most money. Come here. Right, for your totally free quotation, call 800 116 117. Now, hello Safestyle.
Fixodent Neutral, the new adhesive cream for a secure fit and neutral taste. Fixodent, life with more bite.
You're a married man. Just give me my dues and let me go.
If you go, I've got nothing.
You've got everything.
A tale of forbidden love.
Your father's going to tell you that I'm having his child.
Everything's going to be all right.
How? Kevin Whately stars in Plain Jane, tonight at 9, ITV1.
Over on ITV2 now, celebrities reveal all to David Letterman. Here, Sid's working his charm on Chloe in Emmerdale.
Now, if modern, we'd just like to put a signature there.
There you go.
Wait.
It's official. We're officially applying to become foster parents.
Well, officially applying.